Welcome to the Education Assistant Certificate Program presentation for Northern Lakes College. We're glad to have you here, even if it's in the recording. A lot of our students actually attend class via the recordings. Every class that we record, or every class that we do, we record, so you don't have to miss anything. You can pause recordings, you can rewind them, play them over and over. Anyway, we're glad that you're here listening to this recording. Career information. The education for getting your certificate is a minimum 1-year post-secondary certificate. Some people take courses at other colleges and then finish it off here. Some people do the whole thing here. It's really your preference. So other specialized programs can be explored as well. So lots of people get their education assistant certificate and then they go, wait a minute, I actually don't like working with junior high kids. I want to work with lower elementary, actually not lower elementary, kindergarten, no, preschool. And then we lose them to ELCC. But the thing a lot of those students don't realize is you can actually work in ELCC with an EA certificate. So you can actually do 2 jobs with 1 certificate. So this is the better way because you work in schools and in daycares or day homes or wherever. The pay can vary from hourly to salary, and it will depend on your experience how much you get. The average wage starts around $20.58 and goes all the way up to $20.75 per hour. The average salary is $26,388, and it can go up from there. So that's kind of the base range. The average hours per week is about 24.9. It is really geared for people who have children at home and they want to be at school while they're there, but they also want to be home when their children are home. So if you're a single mom or a single dad or a grandparent or someone who's raising kids and you want to be home for them, you can work part-time as an EA or full-time. So just depending on how much you want to do and what the school divisions are looking for. You can work in a large or small school Monday to Friday. You can support students to participate in learning activities. The working conditions are generally pretty fast-paced, and you need to be flexible because things can happen in a second and you have to deal with those kind of issues. So it could be bathroom issues, it could be behavioral issues, it could be learning issues. We never know. That's the great thing about being an EA. Your day from one day to the next can change vastly. So there's never a dull moment in the EA lifestyle. You can work with pre-kindergarten or kindergarten all the way up to grade 12. And as I said, you can also work in daycares with that. You can work one-on-one or with groups. You can support students to be included in the classroom and in the school community in general. You can help to implement lesson and behavior plans as directed by a teacher. You can help with physical and personal care needs. You can encourage positive behaviors. You can support students to build good relationships with the school. So where exactly can you work with an EA certificate? The obvious choice is schools. Most people do it for that intention. But some people also do it because they want early intervention programs and they want to work there instead. Some people just want to work in a summer camp, and if you have a certificate, you have an advantage over some other people there. Child care centers, as I mentioned before and after school programs, other learning organizations as well. Why is this career a good choice for me? It's a flexible, it's part-time, it's full-time. So if you want to do a course a term, you can do it that way. If you want to do it all in one shot, then you can do it in less than a year. So that would be like, typically we start late August or the beginning of September, and we go to about June. So that's about the time frame to do the whole program from front to back. If you have a passion for working with children and their families and you want to make a difference, then this is the job for you. So if you want a rewarding job and you like being part of a team to support students, this is the best job for that. There's many options for employment, as you saw from the previous slide. There's never a dull moment with students. You hear the darndest things from some of them. So you learn a lot about people too by doing this job. Where can you get more information? Well, this is where I was when I realized my microphone wasn't on. So now I will share with you our college website and where the EA program is located there. So I will just share my monitor. And hopefully you can see that. So once you get onto the home page, just scroll down and you can click on all programs. And you want to check out the Human Services and Careers program. You'll see Early Learning and Child Care or Diploma is located here. EA program is here. Social Work and Addictions is also here. So once you're here in Human Services Career, this is where you can apply for the open house, or apply to become a student, and you waive your fee tonight by attending these sessions. So we kind of say you can apply for free, basically, which is a good thing in these times because nobody wants to pay that fee. Anyway, we want the EA program, which is right here. So the Education Assistant Certificate. So this is where you will find out about it. You can take classes from home, work, or on campus. It's delivered online through supported distance learning. You can apply as a part-time or a full-time student. It's a one-year certificate program for those in the full-time program. There are 2 intakes per year in the full-time program, so students may start the program in September and January. There are 3 intakes per year. You can apply for free, basically, which is a good thing in these times because nobody wants to pay that fee. Anyway, we want the EA program, which is right here. So the Education Assistant Certificate. So this is where you will find out about it. You can take classes from home, work, or on campus. It's delivered online through supported distance learning. You can apply as a part-time or a full-time student. It's a one-year certificate program for those in the full-time program. There are 2 intakes per year in the full-time program, so students may start the program in September and January. There are 3 intakes per year into the part-time program. So students may start the program in September or in January or in May. Applications have to be submitted at least 4 weeks prior to the term start date. Applications received with less than 4 weeks from term start date may be processed for the next available start date. So dual credit students sometimes take our courses. So if you want to learn more about dual credit, you can click on this or talk to your high school counselor for more information there. And that's an awesome program because you are attending high school and you're getting college credit at the same time. We actually have had 1 or 2 students last year, and one is set to graduate this year. So they did the entire thing through high school. So it was all paid for them through the school division. They didn't have to fork out any money for it, which I think is awesome. So that's just a great program to have. Makes you want to go back to high school, doesn't it? Anyway, you can look at the program dates if that interests you and some areas of study, which we'll go through in just a second. There's a section on career potential here. further education opportunities, and program requirements, fees, and so on. So these are the academic requirements, which we'll be going through in just a second anyway, so I'm not going to go through these here. These are some other requirements that you need to consider. This is the most important one, though, because you'll be working in schools, so you have to be able to have a police criminal record check with a vulnerable sector checked off before you can do your practicum in a school. So that's the first practicum and the second practicum. If you can't get that, then you can't finish our program. It's mandatory to be able to pass that. Anyway, transferability. Some courses transfer to other programs, and you can look at Transfer Alberta to see which ones do. There's our program resources here, which is the EA Assistant book list. Those would be the textbooks for the winter term. The Education Assistant Certificate instructional fees are also located here, and the EAA Certificate information sheets also located here. And I shall get out of here now. So that's at the Northern Lakes College website. You can also get more information with alice.alberta.ca, occupations in Alberta. And you can also get some more information at the Alberta Teachers Association website. The Educational Assistant Certificate, it's a 38-week long program. If you are a full-time student, you can complete it in less than a year. Or 2 years part-time. So September to June each year we take people. And I just went through the intakes just a second ago. You can enter the program on September, January, or May of each year. So it's very flexible. Admission requirements, I just talked about going through these a second ago. You need to have a credit in English 30-1 or English 30 or 30 level English, or 60% in English 30-2 or English 33, or a credit in English 019D, which is a NLC course, or an English Accuplacer test. So if you have been out of high school for a while and you never finished high school, they will give you this test called an Accuplacer. You come in, you rate the test, and then you'll get your results. If they're high enough, then you'll be allowed into the program. Credit in Math 10C or Math 10-3 or Math 0190, which is again an NLC course, or successfully complete the academic skills appraisal for the math requirement. The cost of the program is not that bad. It's $5,295. It includes everything except for the textbooks. Some courses don't have textbooks, others do. Some textbooks are online and some you have to get a physical copy. So it just depends on the course that you're taking. So this is how each of the terms work. Term 1, you can take Child Development 101. It's a child and adolescent development course. So basically, we're looking at children from birth to adulthood. I think it even goes through death. So it's a whole gamut. English 1000, it's an Introduction to English Language and Literature course. So if you take this one, that one's transferable to most universities, or universities will take this as a university level course. So if you want to go in to become a teacher, you don't have to take your beginning English course. You already have it. EDAS 0108 is Introduction to Exceptionalities. So you will know that you end up working a lot of the time with students who have needs. It could be physical needs, it could be mental needs, it could be scribing for them, which means writing for them because they can't write. It could be reading for them because they can't read. They might be from another country and can't speak English. They might be in a wheelchair and they need assistance. They might not be mobile, so you might have to do a lot more for them. So that's what this course is all about. So you learn about what these exceptionalities are. So you'll learn about autism spectrum disorder, fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, obsessional ODD, obsessive. I have to look those initials up. Obsessive compulsive disorder. What's ODD? Oppositional defiant disorder. I don't know. I can remember that. We'll talk about that in that course. We go through a lot of other topics as well. So if that's something that you're interested in, that's a really good course to take. The EDS 0105, it's a language development and instructional strategies course. So if you're starting off in a school and the child doesn't know how to read or write, this is the course for you. Leadership 180. That's a typical leadership course by helping professions. You can take your practicum 1 or your practicum 2 in term 1. You can take it actually all 3 terms. In term 2, there's a computer course that's offered. It's Computer 2100. It's Introduction to Educational Computer Applications. And then we have COM 1000, which is a communications course. Then we have EDS 0106, which is basically math from grade 1 to about 6. Sometimes there's a little spill over into junior high, but it's geared mostly to grade 6. So right now we have an instructor teaching that course who just came from an elementary school, so she's very proficient in the math area. She just got her master's in mathematics as well, so she has done a lot of studying in how children learn and different ways to teach math to them, so she's amazing. EDS 0102, this is effectively managing student behavior in educational settings. I am currently teaching that one at the moment. So remember we talked about exceptionalities? Well, this is how you deal with those kids, basically. So oftentimes there's kids who have behaviors that are not consistent with classroom behavior. So we try to give you different ways of handling those students and how to deal with them and how to teach them so they're not disturbing your class. So it's a pretty cool course. Another one that I'm teaching right now is EDS 0118, Working with Children with Exceptionalities. This is kind of part 2 to the 108 course. So the first half is on PTSD, basically, and the second half is on how to teach kids with exceptionalities. And we use a lot of computer technology. We use a lot of assistive technology, and we go through what they are and what you can expect to find in schools. So it's kind of good. So if you've never used technology or anything else to help children, that's a course that you will probably like. Term 3 is a communications course is offered, COM 1000. And if I'm not mistaken, COM 1000 is also university transferable. So you have English, communications, and I think the leadership also could be transferable, but I'm not 100% on that one. I think the Comp 2100 is the third one. That's transferable. All 3 terms following are offered. So EDAS 0109, which is your first practicum and seminar. And then we also have EDS 0119, which is the second practicum. So you can take these 2 anytime, first term, second term, third term. We used to make the second one only available once you completed all of your program of study, but since we offer it in a 1-year program, we have changed to allow you to do it at any time. And with that, that'll also change. Where can you go to get more information? Well, you can go to the college website, which I've already taken you to. You can give our program advisor a phone call if you want, or you can send her an email. Her phone number, please call her, is 1-866-652-6456, extension 8325. She'd love to hear from you. Or just punch in Panich H at northernlakescollege.ca, and you can get a hold of her that way too if you have any questions about the EA program. You can also call the college toll-free at 1-866-652-3456 and just ask to speak to someone in the EA department. They'll probably send you to me, or they probably send it to me, or they might send it to Heidi, who knows, or even Leon. Why should I take the education assistant program at Northern Lakes College? Well, our program is very flexible. You can attend live classes, like this was live. Well, it still is. It's very flexible. We record every classes. We have fabulous instructors. We do care about your success. That's why I went back and redid the recording, even though I already started into it. I would have liked to have someone here to tell me my mic wasn't on. Excellent program with small class sizes. Depending on the program that you're in, they can be quite large, but the EA program typically is about 20-something students per term. It's pretty affordable. There's lots of support. If you ever need someone to ask questions, there's lots of people you can inquire to. I'm always available. Everybody else is as well. All you do is email us and we get back as quick as we can, or you can phone us and leave a message and we'll get back to you if we're in class, or if it's a weekend, or if it's an evening. I get lots of questions from like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning when we're not in the building, but I get back as quick as I can and they have their answer too. Some of our courses are transferable to other programs, like the ELCC program. If you want to take that program after the EA program, you're more than welcome. Lots of people do. And then we have some people who go into university studies from our course, and I think I got 3 that's computers and the other 2. So some people go into university studies and continue on to become a teacher, and you have 3 courses off your table there. So there's a Bachelor of Community Education through the University of Calgary, and you could do that. We're affiliated with them, so it might be something that you're interested in. As I said, if you have any questions, contact Heidi Panich or call the college, and someone will answer them as quick as we can.